Hello everyone, Heartwigger here. Today we are back for episode 5 of the Over the Limit podcast. Today I'm joined by the legend himself. In the background makes everything work. It's Fryzee. Fry, how are you?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I. It is I, Fryzee. Yes, I am doing very well. How are we doing tonight? We go.
I'm doing well, yeah. I've got you on the podcast, so I mean cannot complain one bit. What should we start off with? Maybe some sponsor news. I
Yeah.
don't know if you
Let's
guys.
do.
I think it's over
Let's,
there. Yeah, pointing to the right direction. Some new merch coming in at you guys. Jumpers and shirts. I think that are customizable with gamer tag and your team, if that's correct. Yeah, I reasonably priced, and you also got a code Formula20. Use that at checkout, and you get 20% off at Sully shirt. So thank you to them for all they've been doing so far, and I look forward to the future with them. Also, thank you to Taylor Racing as well as our league partners, Rapid Racing. Um, Fry. Let's go to last Friday. Um, you were obviously the one streaming it. Tier 3 Canada. Um, mate, it was.
wasn't that wasn't that a chaotic race?
I know. I mean, gee, just run us through it, mate. Honestly.
um. Well, there was drama at turns one and two at the start with I think it was an AlphaTauri just getting caught out after the lights dropped down to like fourth place. I think it was Devon. I think it was Devon that was up there. And after that, he just went downwards. I think he started on me. I think he qualified on mediums because I think it
Yeah,
was a dry quali session.
it
So
was.
yeah, he just went back, and then the mediums started to come into their own, and then safety cars, and then virtual safety cars happened, and yeah, the end of the race though, yeah, controversy, but I think that's all been sorted out with Pajala and Kubistic. Um, yeah, Pajala gets his first win of the season. He's only
Mhm.
he's only DNF he's only DNF one race this whole season, and that was at Monaco. He's been on the podium for four of the other races, and he's got I think it was a sixth place.
It was, yes. I'm just looking at the championship now. It is heating up. It really is heating up. Only 4 points between Pajala and I think is Tomahawk Devon.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Cubistics is a little bit off that, but I mean, it's been so it's been so chaotic tier 3. I mean, and it's actually
Well,
not, hasn't
we've
been the
had
worst racing really either. It's been solid racing too.
yeah, I would say that, but then Baku happened.
True. That was
uh,
chaotic. Eh.
Oh, that was something to behold, something to witness. I've never commentated a more chaotic race than T3 Baku. That was something else.
Definitely got a lot of
Yeah,
views.
the most viewed post stream race that OC has ever had.
Hmm.
Um, even Canada's up there as well.
It
It's
is.
like 2 views away from equaling that.
I don't know
So
what's with tier 3 and I mean I don't know they are pretty entertaining races though so
oh man, it's all down to the drivers.
yeah it is
uh, but yeah, we've had five different race winners in tier three.
yep
We've had Pajala win one. We had Penguin win one, but he's up into tier one now.
yep
Um, we've had Sultana. Sultana won the first race at Bahrain.
yep Joshy
Joshi won Baku,
yeah and
surprisingly.
Monaco I think someone else that went up must have been
Yeah, I think that was Fanatical that won that.
yeah sounds about
Yeah,
right
it would have been Fanatical. because of
Yeah.
the points in the constructors. So 5 different race winners, and we heading off to France, which is it's going to be something.
I mean, no walls to hit into. You'd hope anyway. I mean, if you do, then you've done a really good job at that. So, um, and looking at the constructors though, it's fairly tight still amongst the whole grid, and a lot to play for those teams. What, as being a tier three moderator, who has been your surprise of the season so far, and who's been the team that you've been most impressed by?
Um, this let me get up championship standings as well.
Yep.
I should have had this opened. um, but surprise. I mean, I guess. Well, only one person has scored points to date, and that's Mad Dog.
Yep.
He's got four. He got 4 points, 1, 12, 1. So I mean,
He's been good.
yeah, I mean, he did have to Canada at the final corner.
True.
Monaco was was stupid because we ended that with like 10 laps to go
Mm-hmm.
because nice game, and then yeah, I mean, I guess Mad Dog. I would say Mad Dog. He's been improving every race.
Yeah.
That move at Canada, that if he had if he would have held on to that position, that would have been OCE's overtakes of the year of the season.
I don't think I actually caught that. I mean, what
Uh,
was it? I don't even.
I think it was at the hairpin. So
Yeah. Right.
um, had he kept it up, kept the car with good traction, he that would have been a really nice move. I think it was for like P5, P4, somewhere out there. It was at the high end of the points as well.
Yeah, and I think
So
watching Mad Dog, he gets himself in a good position, and it's just that one mistake in a race that really cost him, the higher points. I think so. I think the consistency. I mean, if you can get that, up a bit more, definitely some high points for him.
well, that's one of the reasons why I picked Mad Dog because I knew he was gonna be good all
Yeah,
season.
he is a Williams, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Well,
constructors, what constructor has impressed you?
oh, constructors. Um, I guess. I don't know. To be fair, I guess Alfa Romeo because that team has only been scored by one person. That's Pajala.
Yeah, he's been good.
So, um, yeah, I guess Alfa Romeo the fifth in the standings,
Yep, they are.
and they're a point behind McLaren,
Yeah,
who have dropped off the face of this planet for some reason, and they McLaren should have been up there um, in first place, beating AlphaTauri, Mercedes, and Haas. But yeah, I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know.
Um,
That's the silver lining is every constructor in T3 has scored points. So
it's very good to see.
yeah, so that is magnificent work from the T3 boys and girls because we have Mrs. Dutchy
We
in
do.
T3.
Made her debut.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
Get the commentate the world famous Mrs. Dutchy.
yeah. To tier two now. It was a very interesting race. Rain at the end of it. Could not really pick a winner. I mean, there's a couple of lead guys, but you wouldn't know, and penalties come into play. But at the end of it all, Dutchy got the win. In a pretty chaotic Grand Prix in itself. I mean, I don't know if you caught it at all.
I caught parts of it.
Yeah, I think personally it wasn't as chaotic as tier three, but it just you were on edge all the time because you didn't know who was gonna make a mistake or do what. And obviously, personally, I was pretty ecstatic the Saturday night after I won five for the team, Aston Martin. So yeah, that was good. But goats for life and Codia on the podium. So
Uh,
yeah, great
uh,
result for
the,
them.
the Alpine boys are getting their consistency together.
They are.
Whereas, especially in the overall constructors, because they scored nearly 100 points.
Hmm.
I think they ended up scoring like 93 or something like that. So
Yeah.
very close to 100 points for the entire weekend. And then, but Williams have kept their lead, but it's not by much.
No,
It's not by much.
it just seems to be one team has a really good week, the next they don't have a good week at all. So, in the
Well,
tier two, yeah,
I was going to say Williams in the overall picture have been probably the most consistent team.
hmm
I like even on the Williams team principles. So obviously, I'm going to have some bias, but when I look at the overall standings each week, Williams have always been at the top.
yeah,
So they've either been first or second
and
because Red
probably
Bull
the most
Red Bull
consistent
won.
team as a whole.
Yeah, Red Bull won the opening weekend,
Hmm.
and then now they're fifth. We in all sorts. Alpine are now raising the level,
Mm.
and I think AlphaTauri might fall. But AlphaTauri were going to challenge us, but now I think they're going to fall by the wayside as well. But in the overall, up until Canada, Williams were the most consistent team. It's largely thanks to the T1 boys, but um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. Tier two drivers championship. Goats leads. I'll give you a quick top five rundown for everyone listening. Goats for life leads on 86 points. Then you have Oxygen Thief on 59, Dutchy on 54 in three races. That's pretty impressive from him. Mark Ping, he's in P4 on 47 points, and on 30 points is Elong. So quite close still. Remember, it's only five races down out of 23, so um, it's going to be very close, I think, come season's end. And then the constructors too. We'll quickly do that as well if I get them up. Constructors.
yeah. For those people wondering, I'm behind Elongated on 25 points, and there's like one or two people in
Yeah,
between us.
should have
So,
mentioned you. Yeah.
but I've had think like two. I've had two DNFs and I did not start.
Mm.
So yeah, I missed Canada because I got the first jab. So I'm back at France and Austria before the week break. So looking forward to those two races.
Yeah, and I mean, you probably could have guessed it, but Alpine lead on 112 points, followed by Red Bull on 89 and Aston Martin 77. And I might mention your team Williams on 72, so they're close behind as well. I didn't catch the F2. I don't know if you caught the F2 race at all.
No.
I didn't.
I just edit the videos and put the standings on and Bob's your uncle.
I'll see if
Yeah, I do a lot here for OCE people.
I didn't look like there's any results or anything. I'll give you the standings update. Jenny Gooch leads to Pinju by 26 points. Then another 40 points off them around there's Little T, then Rapper Noodles, and then Oxy in P5. So I didn't catch much of the F2. It's just a bit of an awkward time of day for me to personally to catch it. But early on there's a lot of incidents I know that caused a lot of debate amongst others, and being on as you will know, being on the appeal tribunal, it wasn't a fun time.
No, it wasn't. But it is what it is. You
Yeah,
know, everyone's pretty much moved past it. Obviously, people weren't too happy about it,
that's
but
understandable.
But you know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
We said what we think. So
exactly.
at the time, I mean, had it happen, had it will happen later in the season. I mean, who knows what will happen? So you know, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we haven't done much really for the appeals.
Not recently.
Um,
Not a lot of
uh,
penalties really given, I think, which is good signs.
yeah, yeah, that is good signs. That means less work for us to do. Like
It
just get to
is.
relax.
It is.
No more people to yell at us.
Exactly. To tier one. It was. I don't know what to make. Obviously, I was in the race. Interesting race.
I watched the entire race.
It was an interesting race, I think, to say the least. Reptile getting his first win of season two.
Yeah, reptile. You cannot complain
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. A very him and him and a few others been very vocal about the tier system we've had. Um, and yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I don't know, but
exactly. I mean, there's three full tiers with a couple of reserves outside, and you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, Second was Kahoo, who actually finished ahead on track, but had a penalty, as Broker never gets penalties. I don't think I've ever. I'm sorry, I saw him once with a penalty once. Um,
Yeah, Reptile in the couple of years that I've known him and raced against him, he's only picked like three or four penalties across that time.
hmm,
Because me and him do different leagues outside of OC. Like we do BRL together, we do Redline together. That's
yep,
another league for in Australia. BRL is American League. Um, but yeah, in those times there was, I think, I don't know, like as I said, three or four penalties combined. So he's a very clean driver,
he
and
is.
he says he's not the quickest, but he's very consistent.
What I was about to say took the words out of my mouth. So the championship. I mean, we'll talk about the race a little bit. The race, like I said, was interesting. A couple safety cars throughout the race. Definitely spiced it up. Um,
Yeah, towards the end though, the safety cars,
Kind of ruined
I
it nearly.
it just came one after the other pretty much
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get to get that four limit. But you know it, it's a Codemasters game, so you can't expect anything else.
yeah, exactly. I know in the race for me it didn't end well. Yeah, I was looking. I'll talk about my own race for a bit because why not? Um, I was, I had a alright pace, not a great quality. Had a good start. Just behind the guys in P5 and that. I think was it around there. I think I ended up being in P5 at one point, and I was up there in a good spot. Under safety car, guys at the front slowed, and everyone's just slowed, and then got caught up and tap. What happened? I think Noodles slowed quite a bit, and I couldn't do much. Lost a bit of the front wing. That was my race over. But yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My season sucks. I'm not going to talk about it much more ever. But the standings though, we'll go to something a bit better. The standings. Noodles leads on 83 points in the Williams, so you're pretty happy about that, Fry.
Oh
um,
man, I say it every week to the other to the other team principals. Thank you, and I'll say it again. Thank you for letting me pick Rapid Noodles because every like now everybody wants to trade one of their drivers for Rapid Noodles, and look, why would I want to do that?
Mate, yeah. If it ain't broke, they need to fix it.
Exactly.
Kahoot in second on 60 points. He's doing well. Reptile now into third, so he can't ever complain again. Reedy fourth and Chris fifth. So Alpine are up there. Let's go to constructors because that's interesting. Williams lead on 131, so they are blitzing the field at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, when we did the draft, I had one driver in mind, so I had to get another driver, and I was seeing who was getting picked, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'll throw a curveball at everybody and pick Noodles, and I tell you what, I have done the biggest of brain plays here because it, it's working.
It is. It may have been. It may be one might go down in OCE history as one of the best draft pickups. I mean, yeah. I mean, simply pick 8. I think he was that. Was he 7? 8?
Yeah, I think what.
One of them.
Yeah, I think it was like 6. Oh no, I was 8th because I was in front of Hutto. That was my first pick.
And pick 8 for him, and now he's leading the championship and looks unstoppable nearly at some races. Alpine, like I said, in P2 on 95 points, so they trail by 36. And Aston Martin in third. I don't know how, not me, obviously. But yeah, we're in third. We'll talk about some of the trades that happened throughout the week. I'll grab it up here.
Yeah,
it's all on here somewhere.
So, some big movements.
Yes.
Across, especially tier 1 and tier 3.
Exactly. So an official trade was made on the 8th. So about 8 days ago now. Aston Martin, AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo were involved. Aston Martin received Dutchy and Kahoot. I'm pretty happy about that. AlphaTauri received Jenny Gooch, who went to go be team principal over there. A great opportunity for him. And also received Ozvox, and Alfa Romeo receives long-time fan Paddy Crow. And I think that was a win for everyone, honestly. I mean, you know, some people might think one of us benefit, but honestly, that was pretty fair.
Yeah, I personally believe the Aston Martins are the bigger winners there. I said this in one of the chats. The biggest winner out of that trade is Aston Martin because you got Kahoot and Dutchy,
yeah,
and then AlphaTauri get Jenny and Ozfox. So
thing was
there was no
Kahoot didn't want to be a team principal, and I think I asked Jenny. I said, "Look, it's a great opportunity," and it suits him. I think. So I asked him, and you know, he said yes, and it works from better. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I believe the biggest winner is still Aston. I was Ozfox's teammate last season, and look, he is a solid driver, but he will only get you maybe a couple of P10s, maybe a P9. I think his best result last season, though, I think it was a P6, but I think that was due to a bunch of crazy. I think there was a late race safety car, and he had a couple less penalties than everyone around him.
Yeah.
So he is a solid driver, but I don't know if he can bring the big points to AlphaTauri that they need, especially in the overall.
Yeah,
because I believe their fight now is probably Alfa Romeo, like teams like that. I've maybe McLaren as well.
Yeah.
But other than I don't see them score big points at all.
Yeah.
I guess their big points is going to come from T3 with Tomahawk,
and
aka Devon.
Tier 1 as well, I guess. Jenny and Little T.
Oh yeah, but but Little T's not there every week though.
True.
That's the thing, and Jenny is usually in most incidences. So
incident prone.
If Jenny can keep it clean.
He's a very
just to keep his front wing intact, he'll get paid in for
Oh,
the rest of the season.
exactly. Then
But
four days later, on the 12th, Alpine, Joshy joins in tier 3, and Emil is let go of the team. That was probably coming, I think, unfortunately for Emil, but it's great for Joshy to get a full-time drive. Your tier 3 mod, just a quick summary of what you thought of that.
um, I mean, it's very hard luck for Mill. Like, obviously, I'm the commentator and the team, so I see everything what's going on. But Emil gets Alpine's first points and then virtually gets like go 2 races later.
Yeah,
So
tough, but tough sport.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's still in T3 as he's now just a reserve driver, so he has been out of T3, but I'm sure he'll still race some weekends.
Definitely.
You know, and with Joshy, I mean, he won Baku, the chaotic Baku, and then Canada. He was involved in a couple of incidences himself.
Yeah.
There was one where he sent someone into the fence, which was not great, but I don't think anything came with that. No. But yeah, I mean, he's got a win.
Yeah,
he's one of the 5 different winners.
Yeah, shows a bit of promise as well. So we'll see how that goes. Quickly to yesterday, realistic. I had the pleasure of providing everyone with a laggy stream that no one could watch. I apologize for you having to edit that.
No, I haven't downloaded it yet. I don't know if they want to or not. Yeah, but yeah.
See, a pretty hectic race, I got to say. I mean, obviously commentating it. It was entertaining, I think, to see some of these underdogs in the faster cars up the grid, and it was refreshing to see some new guys up there. In the end, Crack won. I didn't think his meeting was going to hold out, but he did. Goats and JTM were very, very close to him. And at one point, I thought Sparky was going to win. I didn't know. I really, really didn't know. And this is one of the races where Reptile got a penalty, so it made it even the more weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were obviously in it. You finished P7 in the McLaren. Talk us through your race, I guess, if you want.
So I'll get John down the P8 because Kahoot was within 6 seconds of me.
True, very true.
So and because he lagged out and then came back in, the timings are all over the place. So I get P8, he gets P7.
Yeah, very true.
But it was. I mean, it was good fun. Like I was in the party by myself. Which is refreshing. I mean, like I don't mind being in the party with a teammate, but because I'm just a reserve for realistic, I'll just be in a party by myself. You know, I'll just play whoever I'm driving for. I'll just play the team game. But yeah, the race itself. I mean, what can you say? Just that at the race start, I had a full frontal view of cars going 17 wide at turn 1. And stroke racer go down the inside of everybody. So it was fantastic. And then safety cars, and then that incident after No Name, which Oxy DNF'd. I got front wing damage.
Yes.
Elon got damage.
That was, oh my god, mate. I screamed. I was like, what?
That was the oh no.
It really was. And there's a lot of incidents, I think. People trying to fight for position. A notable one was for the eventual race winner, Crack, who kind of didn't leave enough room for Goats and spun him off. So that's still under investigation. So Crack might still lose that position still.
Apparently he didn't have a defense. He didn't record.
Nope. It was on stream, but it was pretty laggy, so I wouldn't use that either.
Yeah, he didn't save his Twitch stream, so
oh my god.
Now that he knows how to save his, I'm sure now everybody knows how to save their streams. I'm sure we'll see a lot of reportable incidences now.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
Craig said that he reckons he's not going to keep it. I haven't said the incident myself,
I don't. I think
as
you
I
get a
said.
5 second for that. I don't. It's minor, but yeah, it's a penalty for me. So that was the first race. We'll have to see how it goes in the second one. But now to the quick France preview. Um, just for each tier, go through pole position and just top three. Just very short, smack, bang, bang, bang.
Oh, T3. Um, well, I'm still waiting on some people to rather to be coming in, or if they're racing or not.
Yep.
But actually, let me see who has come in.
I mean, while you're doing that, I'll do mine. Um,
Okay.
I think Sultana for pole. He hasn't really
Okay.
been. I don't think he since that win. I think a pole position will do him well. I think he'll convert that win. Personally, I feel like Kubisik will get P2 again, and I'm gonna go for
Okay.
a big one. I do it every week, I swear, but I just want it to pay off because I'm the one helping him. Citrus P3 gets the podium. Why not? He's been getting points most races, so
Okay. For me, for T3, the pole position, I'm going for Blaze in Alfa Romeo.
okay.
And top three. See, this is the thing with T3.
You don't know.
Nobody wants to win this race. Every race so far, the whoever's in P1 has some sort of incident.
Yep.
So we had Zeres last week. He had a 10-second lead,
He did.
crash at the final corner.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The week before, Blaze retired at Baku.
Mm-hmm.
Then Bremer retired at virtually at the same corner as well.
Yeah.
Spain Fanatical with 2 laps to go crashes at the final corner.
Yep.
Penguin as well after turn 9 at Spain. So there's it's hard to predict who's going to win this race.
It is.
But for argument's sake, I'm going to say I reckon Pajala is going to be the first one to get multiple wins this season.
Ooh. Okay.
A P2 of I think Bremer is going to break the duck this week. He needs to perform.
He does. He's very hyped
He
up.
needs to perform.
Pre-season, very very hyped up.
Yeah, he was the happiest of man in the pre-season, but
Multiple teams want him.
He's in the Red Bull and he needs to perform big time. So I reckon he'll get P2.
Yep.
P3. I'm gonna say Mad Dog is gonna get his first podium.
Mad Doggy.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon he'll better his P4 at Baku. We'll get a podium at France, and he did very well in Div 3 at France. I think I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that he did all right there.
That's good. Tier 2. I think for pole position. Who actually makes Tier 2 pole position? I reckon it's gonna be goats. It's gonna be goats. I don't want to bore everyone, but it's gonna be goats. I think. For the win, I reckon Oxy's gonna get the win. About time, I think, for him to get the win. P2 though. P2.
Well, let me say this very quickly.
Yeah.
JTM Dutchy, Pro-X, and Crack are not racing.
Okay.
So I'm in the check-in for T2. I'm in the X Pack, and it's got JTM, Dutchy, Pro-X, and Crack. They're not racing this week.
P2 now. I'm gonna. I don't want you to chime up here, but I reckon you've got P2 this week. Then,
Well, yeah.
P3. I'm gonna go with Paddy Crow. I think he's quick. I know he's quick. He's just been a bit unlucky this season, I think, and I think he's gonna get a podium.
So for me, if anybody's watched my rapid Div 2, Odds Div 2 French race, well, you'll understand why my title is what it is. So for me, pole position, it's goats. There's really no one else there. Maybe Oxy can challenge him, but I think Goats is going to get it. Well, I don't think he'll win the race myself either, but
it's difficult.
I reckon Hutto might win this.
Hutto.
Yeah, I reckon. I think Hutto might win this.
Ooh,
P2. I'm gonna say my teammate actually is gonna get P2. Mukping.
Yeah.
If he's on for a podium, I will literally sacrifice my race for him to get that podium. So might be some mind games there. Who knows? P3. Yeah, P3. I honestly I don't know.
Back yourself in, mate. Back yourself in.
Nah. P3. I might get like fourth or fifth. I don't think I'll get a podium, but for P3, yeah, I'll say Paddy Crow as well. It just depends where if I want to qualify as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't qualify for rapid, and it worked pretty well for me, but then we saw what happened at the end. But yeah, So I think Hutto, Mugping, and Paddy Crow, my top three.
Tier 1, I'm going to say pole position, Jenny Gooch. Quick driver. Win, I think, this might seem biased, but he probably really should have won that race, I think, in Tier 1, but the safety car really bunched it up and let Reptile win. I'm going to say Kahoot wins. Jenny second. And Abyss third.
Ooh, that's a big prediction there. Mm-hmm. So, because I can't see the check yet, I don't know who's actually confirmed racing.
The check-ins.
But for me, for pole position, I'm going to say Noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Rapid Noodles.
Yep.
I have my reasons, people.
No, that's very fair at the moment. He's currently.
I think he'll do a lots to flag and win comfortably. I think.
Yep.
I
hope not, personally, but yeah.
Yeah. P2. I want to say Reedy, but hear me out. He's had. We've had 2 1-2s this season, and Reedy had to leave the session and come back in both times because of the wheel glitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think this time it's gonna
work,
affect him worse than what it has previously. I mean, if he gets P2, I mean, fair play.
Yeah.
But I think Reedy will get P3.
Okay.
At the end, But for P2, I'm going to say Reptile.
Ooh, Reptile. Back-to-back podiums.
Yeah. I think Reptile will give Noodles a run for his money in the first part of the race, but maybe the first 13, 14 laps. But after that, I think Noodles will just go on to win, unless there's a safety car, which is going to be more than likely.
Look, I'll sacrifice myself for a safety car if that's the case. Unless I'm up,
but
I won't. It's unlucky.
I think Noodles. I think Noodles. Yeah, I think Noodles is going to win pretty handsomely.